and we'll be going over some of the basic functions and how to set your Paragon up for you. We have this class every Friday. Generally, it's the first Friday of the month. It's the Friday after orientation. So if you're looking to have a refresher course on this, please feel free to sign up for the class. It's open to everybody. Again, I want to welcome you. And with that, we're going to start with our Paragon Basics class. Couple of things. Always log in with this site right here. Go to valleymls.paragon.com. It brings you up to your dashboard. After you log in, you'll click on Paragon and you will come to the home page. Now, a few things about the home page. The home page, if there's a message or a notice, it will pop up with a message right up front when you open up Paragon. Please don't close it. If it's important enough to put up there, read it and get it out of the way, because I know realtors will, and I was a realtor for 21 years, as soon as that pops up, you hit close and say, I'll read it later, and you never do. Read it now, and that way you'll get it out of the way. A couple of things I want to show you about the Paragon homepage. And what we're going to do is we're going to customize your MLS system to you. We're going to change some features about it where it has your picture, your number. You customize it to your needs. Over on the right-hand side, there's a calendar. There's a couple of widgets on this homepage I want you to pay attention to. We're going to be setting the calendar over on the right-hand side, the market monitor, which was previously known as the hot sheet. And then you'll see below that there's contact activity. Once you set up a contact and you set up a collaboration center, or you're setting up emails, or you're going to show them, this will show up as contact activity. Please utilize this as much as you can. This is your business homepage. You need to start here and you need to review what you have on the calendar. Your calendar will show you listings that are due to expire. It will show you any appointments that you have. Utilize the calendar. The market monitor. The market monitor, and we're going to customize it in just a few minutes, but it will show you all the new listings, all the expired listings, any listings that have had price change, anything that has sold or gone under contract. And in this market, that's so important. You need to know when something new comes on the market. You need to know when something has an accepted offer. This is vital to your business. Over on the left-hand side, you'll see that right here, there'll be any messages that you can click on. There's any updates here. Paragon has updates. Look at it as far as the Paragon News. It will change generally once a week. In the center, this bar right here, a couple of highlights. The rules, that's where you'll find rules and regs. Anything that's a penalty, anything that's a fine, you can find it right here. Also, if you need support, this will be the links to get you support to Paragon, to Showing Time, to .loot. If we don't know the answers or you need to call them directly, that's where you'll be able to go. Your free agent website. You can log in and utilize your free agent website. That'll be another class, but let me strongly encourage you that if you don't, I'm going to give you a couple of, I'll give you an email and a telephone number. The email is mike@valleymls.com. Telephone number, direct line is 256-763-7794. You can call me and ask me for your password and I'll help you. This gives you fast stats. If you belong to a different association, you can click at one of these quick links and it'll bring you up to your association webpage. This gives you classes that are coming up, and this will give you some information that you might need to know. Please utilize this, customize it. Also, if you want the market monitor on the top, all these widgets are drag and drop. You can customize it whichever way you want to. Let's say that one of the widgets here is a quick search. If you're not going to utilize the quick search and you want it out of the way, you can collapse it. It's there for your usage if you want to use it in the future. But if you want it out of the way, you can collapse any one of these widgets. And again, you can customize with the location by dragging and dropping. So with that, I want you to look at your icons at the top of your page. You'll have a home, which brings you right to this home page. Search. That's the #1 function of licensees. Whether you have 1 month in the business or 10 years, you're going to be doing searches for properties for some reason, whether it be to show, whether it be for CMAs, whatever it may be. Search is going to be the #1 function that's used. You can click on it and you can see it gives you options to search residential, land and lots, multifamily, commercial, industrial, business, rental, auctions, commercial lease, commercial sale, and then there's a multi-class. Learn that. And again, you cannot break Paragon. You can try, you cannot break it. Listings. I want you to, if you click on your listings icon and you only have one line that says listings, that means your broker has not filled out a broker load form. A broker load form gives you permissions to enter listings into Paragon. If you don't have all these options here and you just have one that says listings, have your broker fill out a broker load form, send it to membership@valleymls.com. So when you add a listing, you will add it in the proper class. Once you get a listing and you want to maintain it, you will go over here to the listings and you can click on it and it will pull up all your listings and you can maintain it to do price changes, different things like that. CMA. CMA module is vitally important. It is the most underutilized module of Paragon. People think that CMAs just need to be used for listings. But if you're working with buyers, a buyer needs to know if a property that they're looking at is going to be market value. Learning how to use the CMA module is very helpful and will set you apart. It has a great wizard, and we'll talk about the wizards that's available in Paragon. Contacts. This needs to be added to hourly, daily, weekly. Anytime that you run across someone, add them as a contact. You can start so many things from your contacts here in Paragon. Also, HomeSnap, which is a wonderful tool that's available through your MLS, integrates with Paragon, and you're able to access information on your contacts through HomeSnap. So you need to be adding constantly contacts. Also, the Collaboration Center starts from contacts, not from searches, but you start adding a contact and you go from there. Financials, go through here and learn how to utilize this information. Tax records, these are third parties. This gives you access to tax records for the county that you're going to be listing property in. Membership, if you're wanting to look at members in different associations, in different offices, you're able to get that roster here. Resources. Do not be afraid of this. Click on it and find out some statistical reporting. Learn some things that are available to you. Again, you can't break it. And find out how you can utilize this to help you become the expert in your neighborhood. And preferences, this is what we're going to spend a lot of the time on. If you'll notice, now I'm using my admin, but you should have two. One says preferences and the other one says on the far right hand side, it will say preference wizard. These are vitally important to customize the modules in Paragon to you. You will add your photo, all your information, and you'll customize it this way. We're going to spend the better part of this class going through the preference wizards. But again, let me tell you and stress to you, learn the different modules, learn how to do searches, learn how to do a CMA, learn how to add contacts. If you run into a problem, again, you can call or email me or look for classes. We'll be offering classes during the month. We try to offer 3 to 4 classes about your MLS tools and applications. But if you can't wait and you need to know something, utilize that email and telephone number and set up a one-on-one. All right, with that, we're going to go through, and if you have your computer, please feel free to join in. We're going to go through the preference wizard first. Yes, ma'am. You'll assume their identity, but you're not going to change anything. You can just go through that and see, okay? All right. So if you have your computer, click on the preference icon and go to Preference Wizard. Open it up, and you will see Paragon is wonderful about creating wizards. We're going to go through 3 wizards. We're going to set up our preferences for the system. We're going to set up preferences for our collaboration center, and we're going to set up preferences for our CMA. So click on Preferences. Mm-hmm. You're connected. Do you have Chrome? Open Chrome. Okay. Try to refresh.
Oh, because it can't open now. I think I'm on. I'm just.
Okay. valleymls.paragonrels.com. All right. So, our preference wizard. Open this up. We're going to click Start. We're going to walk through a few things that you need to customize. First, agent image. Make sure you have your image in here. If you, it defaults to the Realtor R. If you have that, make sure that your picture is on your device. Click once in that. You can upload a picture. Choose the picture that you want, upload it, but customize it for you. Your picture will then show up in all your reports. The next will be your company logo. You can get that from your broker. Make sure that you associate yourself with that company. The next one you'll have is your market monitor. You remember that your market monitor shows up on your home page as a widget. This is where you customize what you want to see every day, every hour, how often that you look at your hot sheet. You customize it by choosing the class, whether you want residential, whether you want rental, whatever class that you want. If you don't know, Paragon is really good. If you see a magnifying glass on the right-hand side, click it, and it will give you all your options. So if you're looking to see all the new listings, all the expired listings, all the pending listings, all the sold listings, and you want it in residential, land and lots, multifamily, commercial, whatever it is, you choose which ones you want. Click your save. Then you will go into the type. If you are looking for residential new construction, residential single family detached, if you're looking for townhouses, if you're looking for land and lots, acreage, whatever it is, you will choose whatever you want to show up and then click save. Then the counties that you want to see these properties: Limestone, Madison, Morgan, Marshall, Jackson, DeKalb, Etowah, Cherokee. Lawrence. You can choose those counties and you'll see any listings that fit the criteria pop up on your market monitor. That way you can become the expert. Clicking the next. We go into search options. There are going to be some of these that we'll just leave. I'm going to tell you on this one, on your search options, I would not change that much. You can go in and change, but just make sure that if you change, you remember what you changed because it will show up different on your screen. Clicking the next. Result options. This is the #1 call that we get for people setting up their preferences. I would like for you to scroll down right below the second green tab that says Tour Open House. You will see there's a box there that says Display Phone Number. That box right there needs to be checked. If that box is not checked, your number, which is right below the preferred number, will not show up on your reports. So what that means is if you do not check that box and you have your cell number, your office number is going to show up. You have to check that box for your cell number to show up. So please make sure you go through your preferences and check that box. User interface. This is something that I encourage that you go in every so often. I like to have fun with this. I consider this to be the woman aspect of the system, simply because you can change things. If you'll notice the top on your home page, right here, the user interface will change that view. It gives you something different to look at, plus it keeps you engaged into the system. So I recommend that you change that every so often. You can see some of the options here. And I'll just go through some. A lot of people love to have, around the holidays, the winter. You can see we have different, it changed the view on it. It gives you something different to look at. A lot of people in the summer, as soon as we get out of winter, the first thing they do is click on this, the beach, an ultimate goal. So I encourage you, please utilize this user interface, change it whenever you can, just to stay engaged. Click your next. You're going to go through your contact manager. This one is going to be your preference. I will encourage you to keep that number small, especially if you're newer. If you put 100, it's just going to take longer to load the page. So if you have 25 contacts to show, even if you have 100, it'll show the first 25, then the next 25, and then the next. If you have 100, it just takes forever to load one page. But you can do that at whatever you like. Time zone, maybe a shock, but we're in the central time zone. Calendar, these are the things that are going to show up. Now, some people have tour and open houses there, and some people don't. I've yet to understand why, but I would strongly encourage that you have the top two. If you want to do the tour and open house, again, call me if you don't have it, and we'll get with Paragon and find out why. Email options. Always make sure that right here, the status, your email has been verified. When you get your login, there's a couple of steps that you will have to take. One of them is verifying your email address with Paragon. If you do not, then you cannot send emails. You cannot send links. You can't send reports. You can't send anything. So make sure your email is verified. Display property address. This is one of those. You can click, have it yes, have it no. Default notification. This is for your customer or your client's benefit. If you'll notice, the notify time defaults to 12 a.m. Let me encourage you to change that. because the last thing that your customer or client needs to hear at midnight is their phone going off saying, oh, you've got a new house. Because there's no good discussions that take place at midnight concerning houses. So change the time, something 5, 6, 7. You don't have to, but I would encourage it. People are becoming more and more dependent on their phones for emails. They have it set off to that it goes off. I would just encourage you not to offend anybody and change the time. The message body, if you want a standard or a template to appear on every email that you send, this is where you would type it right here. It's your choice. Your email signature. This is another thing that I encourage you to customize. You'll have the R on your email signature, same way that you would want to. You can click on it. Right here says insert image. Click that. You can find your picture, put it in, and customize it. You can shrink and make it larger or smaller as you need. But that's where you will insert your picture. And that's it. You have customized the system to you. Again, some of the important things, your picture's there, your cell number's there, your company is there. So we're going to close this. The next preference that we're going to go through is the Collaboration Center. Let me encourage you, this be done right after you set your preferences up. So let's click on the Collaboration Center wizard. It's going to be the same steps. A lot of times this is going to default with some of the information that you've loaded up into your system preferences. We click our Start, and there's a lot of information that auto-populates. Let me show you a couple of things. Scroll down, and you will be able to see that if you have social media in your networks, you can copy and paste those URLs there. I will show you at another time where that shows up in your Collaboration Center. But you can put your Facebook, business Facebook page, Twitter, LinkedIn. I think Google Plus is going away. They just haven't modified it. Right below that, you will see where there says My Story Video link. We're getting to a time in the profession that videos are becoming more and more popular and prevalent. Once you create a greeting video or an introductory video, you can copy and paste the URL right there, and it will show you. It will show up on your Collaboration Center. We will click the Next. This is the Collaboration Center. Again, you can type this information. It comes up with a template information already. You can customize it to you. Links. These are links that you can copy and paste to different sites. Some of the recommended sites here are your company site, the Valley MLS site. It can be Chamber of Commerce site. It can be education. The links are, you can put as many links in there as you want or need. Make sure you utilize this. And I will show you on a Collaboration Center where this shows up. We will click Next. Office information. Make sure that all these numbers are correct, that you're having the correct office number showing up. Logo, make sure that's in there. Click Next. This is going to be notification options. Please pay attention to this. This is going to notify you and the customer or client as far as anytime there is a new listing, a price change, a status change. You will get a notification. You will get an email, and they will get an email saying check your Collaboration Center. make sure you check as many of those as you can. Anytime that there is a change in what your customer wants or needs, make sure they get notified. Make them tell you you're sending too many emails. That lets you know you've done your job. Search options, again, if they're looking for residential, land and lots, whatever it may be, you check that class, check the status that you want to show up, and you've done. You have completed the second of the 3 preference wizards. The next one will be the CMA, preference wizard. Same thing. Okay. For everybody here in the class, there seems to be a problem with the network. Okay. Okay. There's any one of the opens, if you want to try and go to another wireless, I'm going to sort of breeze through and let you see on the screen what these things are going to look like. With the preferences that we set up, I'm going to let you look and see what it looks like. So we spent time customizing our system and our collaboration center. So let me show you what the first set up for you. You're doing a search. You're going to find a property. You've got one, you click search, and that shows the listing. All the work that you did, where does it show up? Right here. So you look at a customer full with contact, and you'll notice that it pulls up property, but down at the bottom, you spent all this time putting that information in. Why is that important? Because if there's a report out there that you printed, you want your picture there, your telephone number, your company. That's why you customize this. We customized everything about this, the notifications, how the customer or the client's going to be notified. Now I'm going to show you with the Collaboration Center what you did. So at a future class, we will have Collaboration Center. If you'll notice, all the information that you customized on this Collaboration Center, which is a real-time website that keeps your customer or client fully informed about what's going on for the property that they're looking for or the property they're trying to sell. If you'll notice, picture shows up. The telephone numbers that I can be reached at shows up. My social networks that I can be contacted at shows up. You remember where I said you typed in a little bit of information about yourself? That's where it shows up. On the left-hand side, you'll be able to see the links that you copied and pasted. And that's where your story video will show up. So that's why you customize this system for you. You are out there showing property, listing property, marketing yourself, your company, but you want them calling you. You want them to identify with you. Why? Real estate is a relationship business. People buy from people. People sell with people. So I want you to customize this as much as you can for you. I'm going to breeze through a couple of the quick functions that you'll be doing quite a bit, point out searches, and then we'll probably stop. If there's any questions, we'll answer any questions that you might have. So, search. You heard me say it the first. This is what's used most often. When you search for property, you will choose the class that you're looking for. So if you're looking for a home for someone, you will click on residential. If you're looking for land, you will click on land or lots. If you're looking for a 2-plex, 4-plex, or an apartment, you'll click under multifamily, so forth and so on. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through a simulated search. I have someone that's looking for a property meeting certain criteria, and I'm going to show you how to look for that property. So I'm looking for a house, and the person has told me that they're looking for a 4-bedroom, 3-bath home in a certain school district, certain square footage, certain price, needing a pool, and it doesn't need to be a foreclosure. Master bedroom needs to be on the first level. So what you look at is you are looking at what we call the default search criteria. This has most everything that you need. But as you know, anytime you work with people, they're going to have special needs. Everybody has something that's a little bit different. So I'm going to show you where most of these fields are already in your search criteria. But there's 2 areas that you can add to your search criteria. First, the status. Generally, you're going to be looking for active. Let me encourage you to look for active only, not the all active. We decided that we're going to be looking in Madison County. You start typing, always accept. Click on the default, the autofill. Don't use whatever you type in. It will not accept it. Also pay note, right here, you'll see that number changed. I'm going to take out my search criteria. And you see we started off with a number of 338,898. A little bit much. So we're going to narrow it down. We're clicking active, Madison County. Now we're down to 1327. Remember, I had a certain price, and I'm going to look at between $200,000 and $250,000. I want it to be 4 bedrooms, and as you can see, I am putting in the criteria in each one of these fields, and you see the number starting to decrease. I want square footage, and I want it to be 2,000 square feet to 2,700 square feet. We're at 91. Now, one of the things that I wanted in there was to make sure that it wasn't a foreclosure. So I'm looking through all this criteria, and I don't see anything that lets me determine if it is a foreclosure or not. Right here, the first option that you have, if you hover over it, it says customize. I want you to click on that right underneath the criteria here. Right there, if you hover over that, oh, I'm sorry, right there. It's a little blue gear. Have we found it? Okay. The little blue gear. Are we there? Okay. When you click on customize, click on fields. You can customize container or fields. What we're going to do is add a special field. You remember I said that we were going to make sure that it was not a foreclosure. Now, generally at this price, you're not going to have foreclosures, but the fact is, we're going to make sure that it's not. So you can see, if you went through all these fields, you could probably find foreclosure right here. But if you don't want to go through all these fields, you can start typing in F-O-R-E, and you see foreclosure here. You're going to add this to your search criteria. Check the box, the middle add, and you can check the very bottom, and you can see now where it has added foreclosure. If you want foreclosure to be the #1 field that you search for, you can drag and drop. So let's move it up here, and it's going to be the #1 field that we search for. Remember I said something about master bedroom being on the first level. So what we're going to do is we're going to start typing in master, and you can see where it says master bedroom level. Same thing. Click here, add. It appears at the bottom, You can move this to wherever you want to. We're going to put it right underneath the foreclosure or right above it, wherever it lands. And now what you've done is you've customized the fields that you can search in for that foreclosure, for that master bedroom level. You click your apply and notice that your screen blinks. And now you see the first two fields that you've added to your search criteria is master bedroom level and foreclosure. So that's how you add certain fields to search for certain homes. But remember I said they wanted a pool. So you looked in there. If you customize the field, there's not a field for pool. However, you can still search for a pool. Go down here to the bottom and where it says features. Now remember I said in Paragon at the very end, if it has a magnifying glass, you can get your answers. That's your cheat sheet. So what I would like for you to do is at the end of features, click the magnifying glass. And you'll notice that it has a lot of different features that you can search for. Height of ceilings, crown molding, chair rails, etc., etc. So you can look through this and find what you're looking for. Sometimes people want a fence. Sometimes they want pools, different things like that. Well, rather than try to go through the entire thing, it's easier to collapse it all. So this red button right here, if you hover over it, it says collapse all. When you click on that, it puts it in a much more easily read field. So what you can do is go through here and you can look for certain features that are in bedrooms, in the style, if they're looking for a particular style, click on that and you can open it up. If they're looking for a ranch, if they're looking for a two-story, you can pick this. Now here's a tip. Do not choose must-have. Choose must-have one or more. The reason is if they say they want either a ranch or maybe a two-story. They don't want a 1.5 or they don't want whatever it may be. If you click must-have, ranch, and two-story, it's going to look for a house that is a ranch two-story, and they don't make it. So what if you put must-have one or more, it can either be a ranch or a two-story. Then if you're looking for something like a pool, and it's going to be an in-ground or above-ground pool, and I'll show you, if you click must-have and you check both of those, then what you're going to have is a house. They're going to look for a house with an above-ground pool and an in-ground pool. So what we're going to do is we're going to look for pools. We're going to collapse all again. And if you'll look, and again, this is something that you'll need to do on some idle time. Find out where pools are located. You notice I clicked the outdoor. The reason I knew that was because I have gone through and looked and tried to create a search for a make-believe person and see if I could find pool. So I clicked on outdoor, and you can see where it says right here, AG pool, IG pool, above ground, in ground. These people have said they don't care. They just want a pool. So we're going to check must have one or more, and you can check above ground and in ground. You click save, and you can see that I have created a search that is non-existent. There are no properties for this house. The number here. Beg your pardon? Did you get one? You're better than I am. There we are. Well, if I took it out, I've done something. Oh, okay, that's what happened. I did the wrong, I was adding search. Everything that I did, bear with me, people that are listening. Everything that I did the active, Madison County, 200 to 2. Did I do 250? Okay. 4 bedrooms, 3 baths. 2,500 square feet to 27. Is that correct? 2,000. Thank you. And then I looked for pool, right? And I got the same one that you did. Mm-hmm. Right. Its foreclosure would be yes or no. And master bedroom level will be if you want it on the first floor or the second floor. But when, no, one or two numbers. Right. So that basically is how you can search for properties, how you can do a basic search, how you can add a field, and also look for certain features. Here's a commercial. Let me encourage you to create a search for yourself looking for certain things. Try to find it in your fields. If you can't find it in your fields, go to the features and see if you can find it and then memorize it. After a while, you become very familiar with it. You'll know that fences are in your features. You'll learn that master bedroom level is going to be in your fields. So with that, we have covered a lot of ground. In summary, remember that we looked at our home page. We looked at each one of the widgets. We looked at how we can customize as far as the location, how we can collapse them. We've gone through the icons up top, and we've learned where the search is. We've learned where CMAs are found. We've learned where the contacts can be added. We've learned how we can get membership rosters, so forth and so on. We've customized the system to you. You've added your picture. You made sure that your number showed up. You've customized your email fields. You have customized the way the screen looks to you. You've customized when your people are notified. So we've done a lot in a short period of time. Again, you cannot break Paragon. Please go in, change some of these things, make a note where you do so you can become familiar. Do not become afraid of it. In future classes, we'll spend more time into the collaboration center. We will spend more time how to enter listings. We will spend more times on how to do a CMA. So again, I thank you for your time. I thank you for the attendance. Again, if you have any questions, you can send an email to mike@valleymls.com, or you can call me at 256-763-7794. I'd like to thank y'all for attending.